Tyler, the Creator, is one of the most respected rappers in all of music. Whether it be through music or fashion, he has gained the respect of many fans across his journey in music, earning Grammys, topping the charts with his albums, and having hit songs on the radio. However, everything in life has a price, and the price of having the level of fame that Tyler, the Creator, has is something that can really ruin you to the point that you might ask yourself, is being famous really even worth it? And to understand what I'm talking about, we need to look at Tyler's latest release with the estate sale of Call Me If You Get Lost.
Sometimes you just want to restart.
After a couple of years away from the spotlight of music, Tyler, the Creator, made a little bit of a comeback, releasing a deluxe album that added 8 tracks to the original track list of Call Me If You Get Lost.
You're so beautiful, and your lips look nice.
And although I think most of the songs on the deluxe side of things are good, most of the attention went to the closing track, Sorry Not Sorry. And more specifically, people felt drawn to the music video.
Who ain't need to know if I was by the lake switching ties to anyway, I don't wanna talk.
The video literally sees every era of Tyler, the Creator. Each have their own vibe and attitude as they stand on stage to address the crowd. All of the Tyler standing on stage correlate to one of Tyler's projects. Well, all of them except for one. Sticking out among a sea of Tylers is the one without a shirt, as he has no correlation to any album. But as the video continues, we realize that shirtless Tyler is the focal point and the Tyler that the story revolves around. Although the foreground of the video sees nothing out of the ordinary, in the shadows of everything going on, shirtless Tyler is taking out every era one by one. For most people, this video was just the vehicle to get to the next era of Tyler, the Creator, as well as a way to kind of introduce what the aesthetic for the next album is going to be. However, I think it goes deeper than that. Because if you ask me, what we see in the video is clearly Tyler, the Creator, expressing the price of being Tyler, the Creator. Or in a grander sense, the price of being famous. Tyler has had a cult following for more than a decade. Whether it be under the group of Odd Future or on his own, Tyler has had the spotlight of the mainstream world dating back to when he was 20 years old, as he was already winning awards in kinda mainstream, not really, but kinda. He carried an anti-authority, be yourself kind of vibe. However, as Tyler, the Creator, was rising through the ranks, a lot of people had a lot of things to say about him.
Okay, now what about your lyrics?
What about them?
What are you saying in your lyrics?
Nothing. Shit to piss old white people off like you.
This is what kind of defined Tyler, the Creator's early career. Two sides of the coin debating whether Tyler was a fun-loving young adult or a disrespectful man that knew no boundaries. And as a result of that, Tyler, the Creator's music just kind of became a side note of his career, with a lot of people only paying attention to it when Tyler would say crazy stuff. And even with projects unrelated to music, people still had stuff to criticize.
Mountain Dew didn't want any bad light on them, so instead of backing me up, or, you know, standing up for me, knowing that it was no type of negative light, they decided to back out and just let me be and be there alone.
Despite all the noise, Tyler, the Creator, kept at it, especially as an artist, because he was releasing albums like Wolf and even like a Cherry Bomb, where although they had offensive lyrics, most of the focus wasn't actually on the offensive lyrics themselves. Those albums just kind of experimented with sound and different directions to take as Tyler headed into the future. These projects would still divide a large amount of people because that's who Tyler was. There was a big division in terms of people, fans, and critics, and all of that continued until the release of Flower Boy. Flower Boy was Tyler, the Creator's 4th studio album, and unlike his previous output, the selling point for Flower Boy wasn't offensive lyrics or experimentation, as the main selling point for Flower Boy was the quality of the project itself.
Who that boy? Who him is? Him that nigga, I swear.
This album was great. It was the most open Tyler had been through his journey in music, and because of that, a lot of people gravitated to the record, not only for the sounds that it had, but the lyricism and the narrative that it carried. Flower Boy was Tyler's most critically and commercially successful album. And actually, you can argue this is the first time that he undoubtedly had reached the mainstream level. And still, despite the success of the album, a lot of the dialogue revolved around his sexuality, whether he was joking about being gay, and what that really meant was that a lot of people started to analyze his career in retrospect, and that whole conversation took a lot away from the spotlight. Or maybe not a lot, but just enough to be annoying. But still though, that conversation in the grand scheme of things didn't really matter, especially because Tyler the Creator would once again outdo himself with the release of Igor.
Comparing scars before dinner.
Igor was a narrative-heavy album that showcased Tyler's storytelling ability and openness to experiment with sounds unlike any other artist. If you listen to Igor, most of the album is singing or some sort of singing, and rapping happens occasionally. And you know, for the first time in Tyler's career, Igor seemed like the art stood above the criticism that people had for Tyler as a person. And I feel like everybody loved the album, except for maybe like DJ Khaled. But still though, Tyler had silenced most of the noise he had heard throughout his career, and he was more popular than he had ever been before, especially with the release of Call Me If You Get Lost. This was one of, if not the best rap albums of 2021.
What it is that nigga teeth skin look colored dead.
And note that I said rap album because this was Tyler's return to hip hop. The album had the respect of everybody in the industry, from fans to critics and rappers. The album was universally beloved, which brings us to the point where we are now. Because if we take a step back and we really think about it, we can see that this level of popularity can be quite harmful, especially to yourself. It's the type of thing that might destroy you from within, taking over your relationships, friendships, and even making you feel disconnected from the people you're closest to. And that is what Sorry Not Sorry tends to look at. The reason why Shirtless Tyler takes out every other version of Tyler the Creator is because he realizes that being Tyler the Creator is the reason why he has the problems that he has in the video, why he has strained relationships, the reason people question his struggle, the reason why people invade his privacy, and most of all, the reason why, as long as he's Tyler the Creator, he's just a character on stage entertaining the world at large. That's why, despite how sincere this song may be, they're still on stage, it's still theater, and that type of thing can be very frustrating. And still, I believe that Sorry Not Sorry is more than that. Sure, I think it's about the negatives of being famous and the things that you lose in the process of becoming popular. But above all else, Sorry Not Sorry is about not being sorry. And if being himself means that Tyler the Creator is famous, then so be it.
I got 2 words. Fuck 'em.
Anyways, this video took way longer than I expected it would take. Like, a lot of stuff popped up. But anyways, shout out to Tyler, shout out to me, shout out to y'all, and shout out to Jay Dilla.